We're back in Minecraft taking a look at realms in 2022. So it's been a couple years since I did a visit into the world of realms in regards to doing a review of what the service provides. And we're just going to be jumping into it and talking about it once again from, the standpoint of 2022 in regards to just what realms provide and what they can do for you. So we just kind of started in my realm here. This is a survival world that we've built over a number of years. A little less progress these days because I'm busy doing other things, but it's been a really cool map to kind of have just available. But let's quit out here and let's jump into the general settings of realms. So we've got a realm here. This is something that you kind of set up, you pay for monthly. There's a lot of different options, and we're going to kind of be breaking this down. So you can use your world, you can use a custom, Minecraft marketplace map. You can create a new world. You can have 3 worlds to upload to your realm server. So that's kind of cool, and you can kind of choose between them. So we're going to go to Manage Realm, and we're going to take a look at everything and just kind of, again, break this down. So you can set the name, a realm description. There's a feed where you could basically see what people have posted. That's kind of your reports everywhere, so you can kind of manage the feed. But there's a feed with like images people take or comments people leave. And then you got your members area, so you could like share a link to join your realm. There's a forum in the description if you want to join my realm. Pretty cool. You could set the permissions people have, whether they have full permissions, regular permissions, or visitor ones. I do feel that they could take that further customization-wise, but they do give you a lot of options. And you can like clear your members if you want to. They've got a nice member filter system. You can have an unlimited amount of, you can just invite folks this way. You can have them join from the link, but you can have like an unlimited amount of people, at least to my knowledge, of people that can be like in your realm in regards to being allowed to join. But there is a limit, of course, based on what subscription you have that allows you to, basically have so many people in the server at a time. There's also like a blocked area, so you can block people. So this is a 10 friends, so it's 10 friends plus you. There's 2 different options there, so we're going to kind of look into this. We're going to look at the managed subscriptions. So I'm assuming this is the Canadian versions, but there's Realms Plus, so that allows you get some Minecraft marketplace maps included as part of your bundle, and you get your own 10-player realm, so you can have 10 people plus you. Then there is an option for 2 people plus you, so you can have like a smaller two-player realm server. Infinite members can play online with up to 2 friends. So that's kind of how that goes. So this is like a mini one, and then the Realms Plus is like the full package. And I have had moments where it's full. I would like them to offer larger options, like maybe 40 players, but I think there's a lot of other things they should be changing because Realms hasn't really been adjusted a whole lot over the years. And I think that is a little disappointing. They're not really truly upgrading it over time, and I think they do need to do a better job of that. So quickly mention, only the host pays for the realm. No one else has to. Anyone that joins, there's no cost involved for them. Just quickly dive into the settings here. You can go down all the way to add-ons, and that's where you adjust the mods, quote unquote, and or add-ons. You can see the different packs that are downloaded that you can add quickly as well from like the realm store or the kind of the Minecraft marketplace that you've already purchased. You can get more packs really easily too, and you can adjust the behavior packs here as well if you want to put those in. And then the subscriptions tab is in the general settings as well, so you can quickly see those. I've already mentioned this aspect, but I thought it was just good to mention, like in the realm you can also adjust and take a look at that if you'd like to. So let's play. Let's jump in there and just show how it loads. It does take a little bit of time to actually load in. It's a little bit faster if you've been in the realm, like we were just in it, so that makes it a little bit faster. But yeah, so once again, we're in the realm right now, and this could be whatever you want. If you made a map in the past, you made a level, your crazy world, you can upload that, you can play it. You can start fresh world, you can get the marketplace maps like I mentioned, and it's always up to date. Like realms is always being updated, so it's constantly the newest version of it. And you can do survival, you could do creative, you could do whatever you want. And once again, you can even access these settings within the game. So you can see the change of the normal, the game mode. So we've got survival. You can activate cheats if you'd like to. You can see your members tab right here like we just showed off. But, now it's just, we're kind of showing it from the perspective of like you're in the realm and you want to manage things. There's also this really cool feature that they added called backups, where if somebody like damages something in your realm, it gets grieved, it gets, whatever like that. You've got these automatically done backups. When Realms first came out, I had to physically do manual local backups, but now they have this that's present. You can see all these different dates, so they do a good job on that. I actually do quite appreciate that. But as you can see, you get a number of different settings that allow you to really, you know, kind of deal with stuff, and I think that's really cool that they really have that option. So we can like take a photo and in the realm, and you can see that we just share this to our like little sort of feed area, if that makes sense. So it's actually in, you know, kind of the feed that people can enjoy. And see, this is just showing the reports, but I want the actual menu. I think we got to go to a different tab when we're in, before we join the realm. I think that's the way to kind of go at it now. And you can also see the players on the right hand side here. So it'd be like I'm right here, and then you can do, you know, your permissions. You can change for people on the fly. You can invite people to the game, stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, Realms is a really neat thing. Like, it's up 24/7. You know, it never goes down. Like, I haven't seen that it's gone down in a long time. And it just runs. Like, it's always available. It's always active. It works across any of the Bedrock devices. I think there's also like a Java equivalent you'd have to look into. But yeah, from a Bedrock perspective, like, you could do Realms on like the Xbox. You could do it on the PlayStation. On the Switch, you can do it on PC, you can do it on mobile, iOS or Android. You know, you could do all of these different things in regards to connecting to the devices. That means it's also got crossplay, so people can join in on any of their devices. Someone on their phone can jump into the realm if they have access to it and play, or off the Switch, or off, you know, blah 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 blah, all those things I just listed off. Or VR too, I guess, is part of Bedrock as well. So they got all these different options for joining into the realm and experiencing what it has to offer, and I think that's really, really quite cool. It's also a little less demanding on devices because it is something that is like being, you know, kind of cloud run, keeping in mind that this is an online situation, so that is going to use like data and stuff. But you know, this is something you could just connect to and easily enjoy what it has to offer and the fun involved within Realms. It's just cool because it's something where it's like, you know, you're working on a project. I know a lot of people that do the marketplace creation content, and they will, you know, use these realms as a place where everybody can come in and do work on them. Like, you could have a whole team working on like a map and building it on the realms. And then, you know, you could use this as like, hey, you know, you can't play at the same time as your buddy, but you still want to contribute to the same world. This is really perfect for that. Or if you have kids and they want to jump in and play in like one shared space, you know, this is a really good option for that. And they can basically just like come in anytime and well, basically enjoy what it has to offer, which is really cool. And you know, you can jump in and you can play it at any point, anywhere in the world, at any time. And I think that's a really cool sort of option. And yeah, you can put the quote-unquote mods, the add-ons on. We have the Lord Pack I created, which is kind of funny. You know, the singer or whatever. Anyways, you know, you can do that. You can put those in there. So there's lots of different options where you can really, you know, have whatever sort of setup you want for Realms. And I think it's a really cool service. It can get maybe a little bit laggy if there's a lot of like things, like if you spawn a bazillion cows in one spot, that might cause some issues, but for the most part it does actually run quite well. And again, this is all like actual like survival, which is neat. But I do have, you know, some issues. Like, I think the fog, like the rendering distance is really like minimal and a little bit weak, and they haven't really added anything new to Realms in a very long time. Like, I'd be pretty hard pressed to be like, hey, this is new feature wise, or this is a new addition. Like, they do very slight changes to Realms, but there's not really new like control features. There's not really anything, you know, like they do sub out like marketplace content, but it's like I don't really care about that. I care about having new ways to interact and enjoy my realm, and I'd be pretty hard pressed to find new additions to this. Like, even if you go back to my video from like a few years back to this point, you know, kind of diving into what Realms has to offer, you know, you'd be hard pressed again to find big changes to that experience, because it very much is, you know, the same sort of setup where it's like, you know, the basics of it haven't really been changed, they haven't been adjusted. So I would like them to maybe work on adding new features. For me, the biggest thing, larger player sizes. I think more, you know, subscription options, even if at higher prices. Like, you would think with the cloud they'd be able to offer at that same price point more players, it's a little disappointing. And I think also, again, the render distance, that's also almost more important to me, is that it gives a better render distance. Because, like, locally, with my, graphics card and stuff, I could get, like, a way better draw distance. And it's just, like, it feels limiting on a lot of devices that they can't offer more in that regard. And I do, I just wish that they would push that further. And then maybe some other features, like, I don't know. It's not really my job to come up with them. But it would be really cool if they were just really working on this and adding new things to it, because it really feels like they've kind of almost stagnated in regards to offering new things in this, and it's just kind of like they're coasting off of it, and I think they could be doing a lot more in that regard. So is it worth it? Yeah, I'd say so. For some situations it definitely is. In other situations, I don't know, you got a kid that wants to play with their friends, and they can't play at the same time, but they still want to interact in the same world. This is really good for that. And I believe there's a trial too, that you can like trial it and see. It's like, hey, is this for me? Does this work well? That option's there. I think you get like a month trial. And if you do want multiple worlds available, like, you do need to buy like separate like server options. Like, you can have multiple server subscriptions going on at the same time, so keep that in mind. But yeah, like I said, there's a few options where it's kind of like, hey, this would be a value to you, this would be fun for you. And then there's some situations where it'd be like, I don't know. So yeah, if you want to play with your friends and be able to connect at any point at any time across any of the devices, this is a really good option. If you're more local, you only play when you're on at the same time, the local setups of somebody hosting, that is a more than a good enough option. That really does offer it. And I think it is kind of compelling to be able to do that in that regard. But this is also really good for, community offerings and community builds and doing things like PvP or connecting with players really easily. Realms is really good for that. I think, you can definitely have a lot of fun playing on Realms and enjoying what it has to offer. I've certainly had countless hours of gameplay playing on Realms, connecting with people and having fun. I do, again, wish that there were more control options for how people are able to interact with the world. I do think the backups is a really good idea. I definitely appreciated that, but that's an old feature at this point. A lot of the features, like I mentioned, that are present here are things that have been, available for a long time, and it's, once again, kind of a situation where I feel like they're kind of coasting and not really looking to really innovate with this. And I think the biggest areas that they could do would be player count and just perks and maybe pricing as well, because I do think technology is getting better and better, and server costs go it's just like, I feel like they're almost limiting us to some degree, and that to me is disappointing. But it's always a great time to jump into the realm. I hope this kind of helped you get an idea of like what realms offer, how to interact with the realms, and the customization options that are present within them, and the different things you can do. But like I said, at the beginning, you can do your own survival area, you can do a creative build, you can do adventure, you can put Minecraft Marketplace maps on, you can change the maps as much as you want, you can download, upload, switch around, do anything you'd like to within the world of Minecraft. And I think this map and this option, my map is beautiful here. Like, the people that put time into this, seriously, great job, guys, over the years. Like Grumbly with all this like landscaping, magical. But I think Realms, there is a value there. With the monthly subscription, I feel like I don't get my value out of it as much these days because I don't use it as much. But when I was really playing this and having a lot of people interacting with it, I think this was definitely something that we got a lot of value out of, and we had a lot of fun with. And it's something that I hopefully will be able to kind of return to at some point and focus on even more. But that's Minecraft Realms. I hope you enjoyed this. Liking the video is great. Subscribing is great as well. And if you jump into the world of Minecraft with the Realms, I hope you have fun and find it to be a riveting and rewarding experience as you, try to survive and or play with others in this wonderful game.